London has the world's most vibrant theatre scene, with over 14.5 million theatregoers enjoying world-class shows every year.
Theatres around the UK are striving to open their doors to disabled audiences. In this short film, I'll be finding out from people within the theatre industry just what they're doing to improve accessibility and to welcome people with physical disabilities, as well as those who are deaf or hard of hearing, visually impaired or have learning disabilities.
Rachel Tackley is president of UK Theatre. So Rachel, how important is it that theatre is accessible to everybody?
I think there's a misconception that theatre is an elitist activity, and in fact more people went to theatre last year than went to professional football matches. So of course we're making huge strides into being as broad-reaching as we possibly can. But I think the other thing is that in regional theatre there's a real commitment to making inroads into other access issues in terms of signed performances, audio-described performances, relaxed performances. So I think that where we can experiment a bit more, I think, regionally, because we want as diverse an audience as possible.
OK, so regional theatres are committed to accessibility, but what's happening inside the capital? UK Theatre's sister organisation, the Society of London Theatre, works on a wide range of audience development programmes throughout London.
Well, we, as the voice of the London theatre industry, work with all our members to encourage them to provide access on many different levels. It's a collaborative process. Everybody is signed up to making theatre as accessible to everybody as we can. Most productions are doing signed or audio described or captioned performances, and last year we introduced relaxed performances. I was very privileged as the producer of Shrek the Musical to produce the very first relaxed performance.
So what are relaxed performances? I met up with the Mousetrap Theatre's projects director, Susan Whittington, to tell me more.
We created an environment which is very comfortable and relaxing, because every family in the theatre has a child with special needs, and there's a very joyous, noisy, wonderful feeling in this theatre experience, and it's becoming part and parcel of how theatres think about how they program to make their theatre productions more accessible.
So with us is Andy Brunskill, who is the resident director of Warhorse, and performer Hassan Dixon. You had your first relaxed performance here on this very stage. So how was it as a performer?
It was actually not quite as raucous as I thought it might be. It was a bit of hubbub, you know, occasionally somebody shouting out or whatever, but a really fun atmosphere.
How did you have to adapt the performance?
Basically, the extremes, if it's extremely bright or extremely loud or extremely quiet or extremely dark, we just sort of soften the edges, with the aim that anyone who was watching the show wouldn't notice.
So do you think that your other cast members enjoy doing the relaxed performance as much as you said you have?
I think so, yeah. I think everyone had a great time. Would you like to meet one of the other cast members?
Yeah.
He's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Sadler's Wells is just one venue that is committed to opening its doors to new audiences and to developing new opportunities for every customer to explore dance. I spoke to Sarah Howard, Sadler's Wells Access Officer, to find out more.
We are accessible throughout the complex, so from the front door to backstage. So that means that we can cater for you whether you're an employee, like myself, or a dance artist. We have many dance performers, choreographers who take part on our main stage, who have disabilities or are deaf. And of course, not forgetting our wonderful audience patrons as well.
The National Theatre, as part of the NT Future initiative, is spending over £80 million on redevelopment. Ross Hayes is here from the National Theatre. So Ross, can you tell me more about the Access programme?
Specifically, we'll talk perhaps about the assisted performances, whether these are captioned performances for deaf, partially hearing people, signed performances for deaf people, touch tours and audio described performances for blind people as well. However, that's just one element. There's all the work that goes on with learning and individual tailored experiences. So we spent time looking at the relaxed performance, but across the West End and other theatres, there's a host of work that's going on to welcome and include individual people, whether it's visitors or staff members or artists.
So could you give us a specific example?
I think staff training and including people wherever they work in the organisation, whether it's the stage door, whether it's the ushers, house managers, people on the kiosk. Staff training is absolutely crucial.
One theatre that has redeveloped with accessibility in mind is London's iconic Royal Opera House. So Henrik, what has been added to make the Royal Opera House more accessible?
Well, obviously it's a very old building, so when we rebuilt it back in the late 90s, we obviously made sure that we were fully accessible. So people can actually enter anywhere they want to, whether they come from the Covent Garden Piazza entrance or whether they use our, what we call the main entrance foyer as well. So it's fully accessible. And now we've got lifts as well that will take you to every single level within both the main house, but we also got the smaller studio theatres, the Lindbury and the Claw Studio Theatres as well. And in addition to that, all our performances, especially when we've got opera performances, we also have surtitles for those performances, because most of the time they are sung in the original language in any case, so it's nice with a little translation. So we've got surtitle screens, and we also got them locally within the auditorium as well. So if you are in a position where you can't see the main surtitle board, we also have the local surtitles.
So what advice would you give disabled people when they want to book?
Definitely get in touch with our box office or go onto our website, but also you can always call us, because all our box office assistants are trained to help anyone who calls, and they've got the knowledge there as well.
So Tracy and her mum Julie are regular London theatre goers. So tell me a little bit about your experiences of accessibility in the theatres.
Most of the theatres, the experience has been very good. Yeah, we find that there are access lines which are very helpful in booking the tickets. Most of the theatres will let you have a carer ticket for free, so you actually only pay half price for 2 tickets, which is great. Helps a lot, means you can go and see more shows. And also, when you actually get to the theatres, some of them actually have people who are designated to help you, get you to your seat, look after, in our case, the walker that Tracy has, or if you're in a wheelchair, I believe that there are some wheelchair seats, or you can be helped to a seat and they'll look after the wheelchair. And they'll come to you at the interval and see if you want any drinks or anything, and then help you out at the end. So it's quite an easy experience.
It sounds like once you do make that effort and you do pre-plan, you found that in general the experience is a positive one.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. It's so easy.
To book your tickets, to be added to the mailing list to receive the free Access London Theatre brochure listing all assisted performances, and to sign up to the Access e-newsletter, go to www.officiallondontheatre.co.uk.
London theatres really are accessible. No matter what your disability, booking couldn't be easier. So get online today and come and enjoy a show soon.